What's the most important and also the most time-consuming and difficult part of going on a trip? To me, it's planning. It's the most time-consuming part, and I think a lot of you will agree with me that fitting all of those places into the number of days and building an itinerary out of it is the most dreadful task. And that's why a lot of us choose travel agents or people who are expert in these things. I personally love planning, so today I'm going to tell you a lot about it. So in today's video, we are going to talk about why planning is important, 5 ways to make your plans even better, and 5 tools to help you build your itinerary in the most perfect way possible. So excited? Because I am. I love planning, and this is something I want to do since a really long time, give you all my tips and tricks to build that perfect itinerary. Okay, yeah, but before that, actually no, wait. I'm not asking you to subscribe, I'm just saying let's get a coffee. Okay, so first question, why do you want to plan a trip? Or why do you want to even get into planning a trip? You can just show up anywhere and see the places as you go and be spontaneous, right? Firstly, I like to plan because I don't want to end up at the same places like everyone else and face a lot of crowd, because most famous popular touristy places are very crowded. And secondly, I don't want to end up spending a lot of time deciding where to go. And honestly, I'm a big planner and can't help but plan things. I like things organized so that I know where I'm going and what I'm gonna do, but that does not mean that I'm not spontaneous. I love doing things out of the blue and not sticking to the plan, but having an itinerary of things I can do and having alternatives and stuff like that really helps me have a general idea of my whole trip. So here are 5 tips to make your trips even better and make the most of it. Do a lot of research. I swear research will help you find places that you must have never heard of. A lot of times if you just search for places to visit in Sydney or places to visit in Delhi or places to visit in Singapore, you get a lot of results that are basically tour companies, TripAdvisor, hotels and travel agents. So that doesn't help. That is a lot of generic places that you can see. But here's the secret. If you just add the word blog after any of your search text, you get results that are written by actual people, visited by actual people. So if you just search for places to visit in Sydney blog, you will get tons of blog posts of real people who have visited those places in real and can tell you shitload of stuff about it. I found a lot of these amazing places that I've been to but just by reading blogs. I would have never known about them if I was just going through generic search terms or just generic YouTube videos. These blogs really help me do a lot of research about places that I want to visit and about new places, new destinations. So make sure you always add the word blog after any of your search if you want to really read about places that are offbeat, people don't know about it, only locals know about it, so that really helps. Making an itinerary is a 3-step process for me. Research, shortlist, finalize. So after you have done your research and searched for the places that you want to visit and found out a lot of results that you are really keen on, the next thing to do is shortlist. Write down every single place you want to visit in that destination. So what this helps in is to compare and prioritize places, pick out the favorites and check out the boring ones. It also gives me a lot of options that I can keep as alternatives in case I can't visit some place or I change my mind. So I have a lot of options to choose from in case my plan doesn't work. Okay, now that you have decided where to go and shortlisted the places and picked out the favorites, it's time to put them into an itinerary. And the best way to do it is sort them out according to areas and fill up your days. The reason why I'm telling you to sort them out according to areas is because you need to consider the travel time between 2 places. You can't pick 2 opposite places that have got about 4 or 5 hours of travel time in one day. It's the worst idea ever. You have got limited time in your hand, and spending that just traveling to and from one place to another is just wastage. Give yourself enough time to travel, and also keep in mind that there could be traffic or any other delays for long distances. If I'm spending 3 hours to go to some place, I will also take 3 hours to come back, which is 6 hours of the day wasted just in traveling. That actually is a lot of time. So I really recommend you guys keep in mind where you are staying, where you're traveling, and how much time it will take you to travel. Okay, one very important thing to remember is that you should not cram a lot of places in one day. It's very obvious that you can't visit every place in one single day, and cramming a lot of places in one day actually keeps you just rushing around, and you can't really enjoy any place properly. Pick 1, 2 or 3 nice places that you really want to visit and see them properly. Enjoy those places to the fullest and don't rush between one spot to another. You don't enjoy that way. I have learned this the hard way, and I really recommend not to do it. And finally, what is the last thing that you should not miss when you're planning a trip or building an itinerary? Any guesses? Well, obviously it's budgeting. You need to have a budget. You should not be visiting any place without knowing how much you want to spend. Even if you're going on a luxury travel, or you're backpacking, or you're going on a budget trip where you say that you're not going to spend a lot, make a budget of the whole trip and a daily budget as well. I always do this. I always make sure that I have an idea of how much I want to spend on accommodation, traveling, food and drinks, so I don't overspend. And now here are 5 tools to help you build your itinerary. The first tool that I use when I'm building up my itinerary is Google Maps. I use it to make a route plan of the places I want to visit in a day. I put in all the places I want to see and then arrange them according to the most time efficient manner possible. It also helps to avoid going back and forth between places, and you know how much time you'll be spending traveling. I don't know how many people use this feature, but Instagram's geotags are a great planning tool. I use this feature to decide whether I should put a place on my list or not. You basically type in the location and click on most recent, and then you can see how the place actually looks and whether it's worth going or not. Next tool is our lovely and underrated friend, Pinterest. It is a blessing in disguise for me because I can find some amazing travel blogs that do not show up or get lost in the million Google search results. Type in your place and you'll find some amazing blog content that will help you plan and give some major inspirations. Google Travel is another tool that I recently found out about but didn't get to use. However, it looks like a one-stop shop for all things travel by Google. You can search for flights, hotels, rentals, and things to do with map locations all in one place. It looks like a perfect itinerary builder, and I really look forward to using it when I can travel again. And lastly, I use Trivago to compare accommodation prices at any place. They also include hostels and hotels both, so it's a really great site to compare prices. I have found some really good and cheap deals from this site. You book it from the actual website, but you can see which company is offering the best prices. And that was all for today. Next week, I'm going to tell you the step-by-step process of making an itinerary.